Okay, welcome back to another YouTube video. And today I'm just going to highlight some things that I've learned over posting every single day for 60 days, some things that I am appreciative of, and some things that I regret. And I'm just going to start off with regrets. The biggest regret that I have so far in starting this whole content thing is not having posted more before or creating more in the past, taking pictures of, because I'm obviously doing sort of fitness related content. I wish I took more pictures and videos of when I was, on my peak state of being, pretty on the bigger side anyway. And I wish I had those videos to look back on or to even compare till now, because I think it would have done really well in short form content, just like before and after stuff. So I wish I took more content, or I wish I made more content of my physique in its prime bigness, if that makes sense. So I wish I had those videos. But then one thing that I'm really grateful for is the videos I have, because I do have a lot of, pictures and videos of my old physique that I can use in TikTok and in Instagram and everything. And so I am pretty grateful for that. But I do wish I made more videos, and that's kind of what I'm doing now as well. I'm learning from my mistakes. I regret not making as much content in the past or taking as much photos or videos, and now I'm taking a lot more because I know that I want to look back at this time and I look back on my physique and compare it, make content with those videos that I'm making now. So I'm really, really happy that I've learned from my mistakes, and I believe that I'm on the right path. Another thing that I'm really grateful for is just me starting this whole thing in general, getting out of my comfort zone, for, taking a leap of faith and believing in myself, because I really do think that I've grown a lot as a person in the last 60 days. And I can say that I'm proud of myself. Like, there's not many times in my life where I could say that I'm proud of myself. So I truly am proud of myself. I'm truly proud of the progress that I've made so far, and I'm truly proud of the commitments that I've made towards this, because this is truly what I want to do. I look back at journal entries from 3 years ago describing who I want to be in the next 3 years, and I'm pretty similar to who I described in terms of creating content, losing weight, and getting out of my comfort zone, all that stuff. So I really want to continue the momentum that I've built over the last few years, and I believe that I will, because I believe that I am becoming the person who I want to become. And the only thing that's separating from me right now from the person I want to become is time. Because, I believe that when you start doing the actions that your future self does, you've already become that person. The only thing that's lacking is the proof of you being that person. And that proof takes time to build up, and it's only a matter of time until the proof shows up. So I know that if I just keep showing up every single day, then I will get to that point. Another thing that I'm really grateful for in life is sort of getting exposed to self improvement at such a young age. Now, like, I've always wanted to create content for a while, but I've always been sort of scared to do it. But I understand that there's people who are in my position at my age now, and they probably won't be able to take the steps that I took when I was 16. So I'm grateful that I started so early into getting into this stuff. And it does take time, but I'm really happy at the time that I started, because some people start really late, some people start even earlier than I did. And I'm grateful that I started at the time that I did. I believe that I have started pretty early, so I'm very grateful for that. And my biggest regret as well is, not building enough discipline when I was younger as well. Because even though I was exposed to self improvement at such a young age, I started reading self improvement books. I started journaling, meditating, going to the gym pretty early in my life. I wish I just stuck to that, because I wish I was way more consistent in the past, because I'd be in a completely different situation now if I stuck to that every single day. But you can't really think of the past like that. You can't really think of, those what ifs, because those what ifs will actually kill you. They will, you know, bring the worst out of you. And the best thing you can do is just focus on the next step to progress you today. And that's sort of what I've been doing in the last, 2 months of me creating content. So, I'm really happy that I bought this camera as well, because I really do think it's a commitment that I made to myself, that I will start posting more. And I have been posting more. Even this microphone as well, expensive microphone. Buying this, it's not about the price, but it's about the commitment that I'm making towards the goals I want to achieve. And some people at my age, they're so afraid of spending money on things that that will benefit them, just because they're scared. There's a big scare factor in doing all this stuff, and it is something that you do have to overcome if you want to achieve, your dreams in life. You have to overcome being comfortable. You have to get out of your comfort zone and start improving yourself using, pressure, and putting yourself out there, make yourself stand out. So I'm really grateful of the progress I've made so far, and I'm gonna keep going. So I really hope to achieve my goals by the end of the year. 75 kg weight is one of them. I may get that, but I honestly don't know. It would be pretty hard, like, to get that goal, but we'll try my absolute best. And then 10K followers on all social media platforms. That's also a really hard goal. If I had to put it into a percentage, I'd only be, less than 25% of the way there. So I'm really gonna have to lock in and figure this content stuff out if I really do want to achieve that. But we're gonna try our best. And another thing that I'm really grateful for is tracking the entire journey. When you think of these big people on social media, you'll think of, all these big gurus. They're always talking about how, they came from the mud, they didn't have anything growing up, but they never. It's hard to show that. They only start making content when they actually have made it. Apart from a few exceptions. So obviously, I haven't made it yet. I'm nowhere near where I want to be, but this is like true authentic content of how I think, and how, what my game plan is, and what I'm currently focused on right now. So I'm really happy that I'm making this type of content, because I'm literally tracking every single step, every single day of what I'm doing to achieve, the path that I'm going down to achieve the goals that I want to achieve in life. So this is like a deep inside view of, me in the mud per se. So yeah, I'm really happy of where I am, and I'm gonna keep going every single day. So that's today's yap session done. I will be back tomorrow for another yap session. But yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.